Testing, hot outbound call. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time, with the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you hurricanes, Bensonhurst bombers, and all you scared guys at the door with the oversized hats and overcoats in the Palomine episodes of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal, Louis Fatts.
This is the end. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to see my lawyer, and I'm going to get you out of this building. One way or another, I'm going to get you out of this building. Ooh, got a little emotional there.
I love it.
Well, I had to play the part.
You did. The only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record at the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we will read them on the show. Mm-hmm. Our home base is the Non-Productive website. That's non-productive.com/honeymooners. You can get all of the episodes you want anytime. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. And if you want to leave a voicemail, you can call 240-442-2635. And you can email us at
bangzoom1956@gmail.
What's going on, Lou?
Joe, number 67.
Yes.
Everybody thought it was going to be tough coming up with 67s, but I got two of them.
You got two?
Yeah, I got two.
All right, let's see what we got.
Number one, Bob Kuchenberg, Miami Dolphins guard during those years of like the undefeated.
With Shula?
Yes.
That was with Shula.
In the undefeated Super Bowl seasons.
He was, for some reason, I thought he was 75, but I guess not.
No, 67. And also Reggie McKenzie, Buffalo Bills.
Reggie McKenzie, he was also on the Jets, too, for a little bit.
Well, there's two Reggie McKenzies.
Oh.
There's this Reggie McKenzie who's the lineman, and there's a linebacker, Reggie McKenzie. I think that may be the one.
No, there was an offensive lineman who was on the Jets, Reggie McKenzie.
Oh, this is Reggie McKenzie.
But when was he from?
This is from the O.J. Simpson days.
No, then it's
yeah,
not.
as I said, because he was part of the electric company.
Is that what they called them?
Yeah, because they used to turn on the juice.
Is that?
Yeah.
I don't ever.
Now you should turn on the juice in the electric chair. You should do now.
I never heard that.
Yeah, they used to call them the electric company. Yeah.
That is
the
great.
line, the offensive line
that.
for when O.J. It was like 73, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, that probably was. Yeah. That's when he got the 2,000 yards.
2,000 yards, that's right.
Yeah, in 73.
Yeah.
He got it against the Jets last game of the season.
Shocking.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bob Kuchenberg and Reggie McKenzie.
Very, very
Pro
nice.
bowlers, all pro guys.
Awesome.
There you
awesome.
go.
So, what do we start with? First, before we get started, we want to thank our sponsor, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Our pal, Jeff Kingfish Levinsky.
Yeah.
Go to SilkCityHotSauce.com. Get yourself some great homemade hot sauce.
Can't hurt you, pal.
Can't hurt you, pal.
It's homemade.
Yep. I like the Chipotle or the Taco Fiesta.
Yeah.
And Louis likes
Badass Jew.
And you like another one.
I actually like a couple. I had a couple this weekend. We were trying them out.
Right.
Bobby Biggs. Aztec Attack, I think it's called. It's a green sauce.
And what is that? Just a little bit
jalapeno and stuff. It's just green. Okay. No red in there. It's
okay.
Really good. Really
nice.
Good. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's smoking one I like too. And just plain old smoking.
Very nice.
So
please go to SilkCityHotSauce.com. Get yourself some great hot sauce. Then when you're at the when you're in the checkout, there's a little coupon code. You put RX in the coupon code. It gives you 15% off. And then it gets you a free bottle of cherry sriracha, and it also alerts the troops that you had gotten it from us.
That's right.
And it helps us a little bit.
Yes, it does.
So please support the show.
That's right.
Support SilkCityHotSauce.com. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. All of them. Yeah.
Your enemies.
Yes.
Tell your enemies.
Exactly. Silk City Hot Sauce. So, all right. So, what we're going to do is we have a lot of stuff today. All right. I'm looking forward to this. What we want to do is start out with where am I? Oh, first of all, our last episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you got something there.
Right? We had our first ad lib or not to ad lib.
Yes.
Okay. And we talked about the what was the thing we ad libbed on? Oh my!
I was hoping you weren't to ask me.
Oh my goodness! I
trying
can't
to think
believe
of it.
I can't
I'm saying,
think.
I hope he knows this.
Oh yeah, it's now look what you did, loudmouth.
Yeah,
you woke up
that
my
woke
wife.
my wife. Yeah, okay.
Right. So we talked about how we believed that it really sounded like an ad lib.
Yeah.
But first, I wanted to read something that Norm, our
Okay,
pal
our good
Norm,
friend
sent
Norm.
us, right?
Yep, our good
And he was
friend
talking
Norm.
about the episode. He's talking about that. And he says, let me get my cheaters on. Great, hilarious episode, guys. I noticed the Johnson snort so long ago, but I never realized it would end up in the podcast universe. LOL. I 100% agree that the loudmouth woke up my wife line was ad-libbed. I think it was Gleason's way of having some extra fun to close out the Garrity scene, and he brilliantly, as only he could, came up with it for a good audience laugh. The master at work. As for the piano moment before Garrity came in, it was such a great choice and a little hidden gem for the writers to come up with Carney to play the Jackie Gleason theme song.
Yes.
And great episode. Thank you. And thank you, Norm, for that. We appreciate it. John Espo.
Yes.
On Facebook. I love this guy. This guy will anything. Even in my regular posting on Facebook when I'll make jokes or this, that had nothing to do with the Honeymooners, he always will comment with a reference that somehow makes sense, but it's about the Honeymooners.
Well, it always makes sense.
He is. It still correlates to what I'm talking about. He is just great. He said, "Great show, guys. I believe Gleason ad-libbed the line about waking up Alice. The joke Garrity delivered was pretty good. Gleason had to do one better. Genius." So we don't know. We like I said, we thought it was ad-libbed.
Yeah.
It might not have been.
No.
Because when Audrey came in, she was like kind of sitting there.
Yeah,
and,
like setting something up. Ralph.
Yeah,
She says
Ralph.
Ralph, and then
Right.
he doesn't respond immediately.
Right.
That's then he turns and goes to the door.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just
fantastic. But so we appreciate you guys for chiming in. But what we want to do is we want to do something that we haven't done in a while, and it is.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the flub of the week.
Yeah, we could just, you know what? Episode's
Say it
over.
every week.
Yeah, I know. It's over. We don't even have to play it. It's great. But all right, this is a flub that I think Brother Bibbs.
I think
it was Brother Bibbs
Yeah.
that told us about that we didn't realize, and it's something that I can't believe nobody mentioned, and it's from Alice in the Blonde.
Alice in the Blonde. Yeah,
And
Rita.
yeah, when they're figuring out how to get to go to Bert Wiedemeyer's house.
Bert Wiedemeyer at the time.
Wiedemeyer, right.
He turned into Bert Wiedemeyer.
Yeah, Wiedemeyer, yeah. They spelled it right. And now they're trying to figure out a way, and they're like, "Oh, I get it. We can go and see Bert Wiedemeyer, and we could take the girls
Take
out."
the girls with us.
And the great Art Carney has a bit of a flub.
Don't worry, I'll convince him. Wait a minute. What? I got it. Let's take the wives with us.
To the pool room?
Certainly not. To Bert's house.
Well, I thought Bert wanted to play pool.
No, it was my idea to play pool. At first, he wanted us to go over to his house. You know, he thinks a lot of you as well as he does me. But I thought that would be a little stale, so I was the one that suggested playing pool.
Oh, I get it. I go along with you. That's a good idea. You kill two birds with one stone. You spend the evening with Bert, and the girls have a night out.
All right, did you catch
That's
it?
it. It's a minor one.
It's
but
a minor
there.
one, but it's
there.
And I'm not going to play the whole thing again. I'll get right to it. Here we go.
I suggested playing pool.
Oh, I get it. I go along with you. That's a good idea. You kill two birds with one stone. You spend the evening with Bert, and the girls have a night out.
You get the two birds with one stones. Now, he must have just added, because, sometimes it's like the spoonerism where
Yeah,
they might be
'cause
getting ahead of themselves.
Yeah, and I guess, too, because of the plural of birds.
Yes, two birds with one stone.
Or as Chuck Norris killed 2 stones with 1 bird.
But it's
I think that's what it is.
yeah,
Just the
I
S
think
of
so.
the birds into stones.
And it's just easier to say stones than
Yeah.
it is stone.
Stone,
Because stone has to, it's almost like saying the word, you have to stop.
Yeah.
It's almost like a quick break on a car. Like,
Yes.
stone.
Yep.
Nah.
yeah.
I know, like we're 2 English teachers here. But it was just a cute little flub from the great Art Carney that I had never noticed, obviously.
Me neither.
And
Me neither.
We think it's a great bibs, but we're not sure if it's somebody who let us know. Write to us, send us a smoke signal.
Yeah.
And we'll meet you over at
5
the Icon Gardens, and we'll take you to the floor show.
To the floor show. Get there early because they run out of fortune cookies.
Yeah. And you con them to get the bread on it. Okay. So, we have a couple more. We definitely have a couple more things we want to do. But this one here, this is, I guess we call it what we've always called it, and it's this. I lost it. There it is. I always lose it.
We did lose it a long time ago.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louie's Observations.
Yes. Louis' Observations. Yep. Great song.
Yes.
Great performance.
Great
Even my
voice.
pal Joey Image.
Great voice.
Great voice. And so, this Louis' observation is from one of Louis' favorite episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Pal of Mine.
Pal of Mine.
And you're like, wait a minute, Pal of Mine? Like, how much could we pull from Pal of Mine?
As much as we pulled from Trapped.
Yeah. Yeah, when we catch up to Trap, then we can
Then
start
we-
wondering. But here, I'll play you the clip, and then we'll talk about
we'll
the
talk about it.
observation. And this is when Teddy Oberman is at the house.
Yes.
Making a cavone of himself.
Yes.
Eating like a
Eating
chooch.
like a morte de vam. He's eating there.
Yes. And here we
Stuffing
go.
food in his mouth before he talks.
Oh, hiya, Norton.
That is not Norton. It's my friend, Teddy Oberman. Teddy, want you to meet my wife, Alice?
Great to meet you.
How do you do? You know, for a minute there with your head in the icebox, I could have sworn that you were a former friend of Ralph's.
He is a little hungry, so I told him he could have a snack.
If there's anything you want way in the back there, I'll be glad to get it for you.
No thanks. This stuff from up front will be enough.
All right. Well, I guess I better be going. Trixie's waiting downstairs for me. Nice to have met you, Mr. Oberman.
Yeah, I'll never make you
Here. These may come in handy.
Oh?
Nice wife, Ralph.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yeah.
Hey, Ralph, who we bowling with tonight?
Oh, I arranged a game between a couple of guys down the alley and us.
We ain't playing with that dopey-looking guy that's always hanging around with you.
Oh, you mean Norton?
Guy
No,
wants some
no.
soup.
I gave him the brush.
I might have known.
I might have known.
I never could figure a clam like him and you being friends.
Well, we were never friends, you know. It's just that our wives were close and to keep peace in the family, I'd see him now and then. Just because I saw him now and then, he thought I was a big friend of his. Nothing. I wouldn't care if he was in Africa now, as far as I'm concerned.
He always looked like some kind of nut to me.
He's a nut. Come in.
All right. So now we understand the bit. You know, he looks like Ed. You know, he's got the hat like Ed. And he's like, he always looked like a nut to me, right?
Yeah.
But here's the observation, and it's kind of mine.
It's Joe's, yeah. I forgot to superimpose his name on it. It hit me. That's all right. We'll do it next
It's
time.
always a Louis observation, no matter what. But he goes, I never figured a guy like you with a clam like hanging with a clam like him.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, is Ralph Cramden royalty?
Yeah, like
who? What is he talking?
Who is he? Like,
he
is
makes
he
it
like upper crust?
Yeah,
Bensonhurst?
he doesn't live on that Park Avenue apartment he thought he was going to live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I could never imagine a guy like you hang out with a clam
like him.
A clam like him. It's like they both live, not only do they live in Bensonhurst, they're both blue-collar guys.
Yes.
And they both live in the same building. And Ralph's apartment is a half, 1/10 of what Norton's apartment is.
Oh. Here's the thing, too, with it. I was just thinking about it as this thing is rolling. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
You got Alice comes in. She says, oh, hiya, Norton.
Right.
Do you think she knows that that's not Norton and she's playing it up?
Like the
I always thought
character,
about-
like like maybe that's like the premise of it. Not that like the idea of calling him Norton is the joke is there.
Yeah.
But maybe the character knew and was like, "Oh, what's up?" Because I think he said he was going to be playing with my friend, good friend Teddy Oberman.
Okay.
So she knew he was coming over.
All right, that's right because that's pre to that line. She says, "I'm going. This is my friend. I'm going to play with my good friend Teddy Oberman." She says, Who's Teddy Oberman? Who's Teddy Oberman?
Who's Teddy Oberman?
All right, so she knows it.
That makes sense.
But she comes in and says, "Hello, Norton."
Right
Now she's doing that as a dig.
You know what?
Kind of like to Ralph. Is she giving him like throwing him a zinger like
Yeah,
right
like,
there? Like, oh, hello, Norton.
Hello, Norton. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, and she knows, like you just said, she knows it's Teddy because he said he's playing bowling. He's going bowling
with Teddy
my
Norton.
good friend Teddy Oberman.
Yeah.
So
That's
I wonder
funny.
if that says Alice zinging him.
Yeah, that could be
Because Ralph gets like a little testy when she says that. He goes,
Right.
That is not Norton.
That is not Norton.
Yeah.
That's my good friend Teddy Oberman.
Yeah. So
That is a great.
That's something to think about.
That's a Louis observation
within the observation.
A Louis observation.
We got to get another song for that.
I don't know if we're going to find the music for that. That is great, though.
And there's another thing.
Okay.
Talking about this, you say, you have a guy like you hang out with a clam like it.
Right.
Apparently, he knows Ralph very well from the bowling alley.
Right.
Why doesn't he know Norton?
The guy from
the sword. The guy from the sword. Dude, you're from the bowling alley. If you know Ralph so well, if you know if you know Ralph, you know Ed.
Yeah.
How does he not know him? Like the guy from the he's just the guy from the store.
Yeah. The guy that I've seen 1,000 times with you.
Yeah, that clam I've seen with you 1,000 times. Yeah, the guy works in the store. Like what?
Yeah. And look, I understand why they're doing it, but it's just funny how. First of all, that's great. How he doesn't know. He could have been like, "Oh, you still hang out with that guy Ed?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean. At least he would have said his name. But it's like he didn't even know his name.
He didn't know his name.
You could still know him and think he's a clam.
Sure. Just if you're the boy, these are the same guys. Probably week after week, it's the same people. You get to know. I mean, let's say if you know Ralph, you know Ed.
Right. And I mean that must be how because he knows he works in the sewer.
He always works in the sewer.
Right.
Oh my God!
But it's just great how
great.
he like makes Ralph is like a part of the royal family. It's like, wait a minute,
Like, why are you hanging out with some sewer worker?
Yeah,
you
drive a bus. Yeah. You drive a bus for Pete's sake. It's great as a Louis observation.
Upper crust.
With upper crust.
Bensonhurst.
Yeah. I live at 329 Chauncey Street.
Across the street from you.
I'm so glad you tagged that with that other observation because it's a great observation about that.
We got three observations out of that scene.
Boy, we really know how to milk this thing, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We really are something when it comes to
And you even cut out the guy at the door.
I did cut out the guy at the door.
That's fine.
And that's why,
we love that guy.
I know.
Oh, my God. He's one of our favorites.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. But yes, that's our Louis observation for the day. Now
man,
we are going to have a little fun with this. This is the beginning scene when Alice comes out with the horn from Young Man with the
Young
Horn.
Man with the Horn.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, for some reason, a lot of people, they're not a fan of this.
Yeah.
But if you take away, quote, the sadness of it, it's a great episode.
Yes.
It really is. You know, it's got a sad ending, but he, it's like he worked so hard and he really, really improved himself. Mm-hmm. He just didn't pass a test.
Didn't pass a test.
Like apparently he doesn't know English or math.
Yeah, math.
I don't know what kind of test you
figure
took.
out how much oil.
What if Ralph was taking a drug test? We got this. He's got an excess amount of grape juice in him. But now this is the horn scene when she comes out with the horn.
Yeah.
And we want to have a little fun with it. But we also have two ad-lib or not two ad-lib. And we have an intro that we'll have for next week.
Good
I have
intro.
all
Joe's got it. Yeah,
we have a very regal, prestigious intro for that. So
he's working on it.
So let's play around with the horn scene.
Roll
it. Roll it.
We got a little rock and roll in there.
Well, you could try it, couldn't you? What's the sense of trying? Wouldn't make it. Here, open that door. I got to take this stuff down the cellar.
Wait a minute, Ralph. These go out, too.
Wait a minute. What are you doing? You're not throwing out my cornet, are you?
Well, why not, Ralph? You never play it anymore. It's just gathering dust.
What's that got to do with it? There's a lot of tender memories attached to that cornet. My father gave it to me. I grew up with it. It's part of my youth.
Oh, Ralph, you act as if I was throwing out your pool cue.
Okay, I want to pause it first.
Go ahead, Joe. Pause it.
All right. He says,
Go ahead.
It's my father gave it to me.
Yep.
It's I had it since I was a kid. Part of my youth. For once, Ralph is being rational and
Sentimental.
truly sentimental.
Yeah.
And Alice
Is
the normally
opposite.
rational
Yeah.
one.
You're
is
the rational one and the sentimental one. She's the opposite.
Yeah, who cares if your father gave it to you?
He walked out on you when you were 9. What do you care? He walked.
Oh my God! Maybe that's why she wanted to get rid of it.
The guy that walked out on you and your brother and your mother.
When you were 9. What do you want that trumpet for? But he really, you know how we joke and say Alice is right 99.9% of the times. There was one time where we felt 2 or 3 times.
A couple
where
times she's wrong.
She's been wrong.
Dead
she
wrong.
didn't back him.
Yeah.
And this is another time where she was wrong. She should have at that point be like, you know what? All this other stuff go. And by the way, who's using the tennis racket?
That
had to be
if he had some tender memories attached to the tennis racket, like who the hell plays tennis in Bensonhurst?
Yeah, because first of all, Alice doesn't get to go anywhere.
No.
And Ralph doesn't look like he's ever had tennis elbow.
Let's hear him grunting on a serve.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're going to continue. We're going to have a little fun with this. It's not that long. It's only like 3 minutes. We took like 3 minutes of the clip. Here we go.
I don't care, Alice. I want to keep it.
Will you be sensible, Ralph? You don't play it anymore.
That's got nothing to do with it. I want to keep it.
All right, Ralph. You haven't touched it in years.
I want to keep it.
Okay, he's right, Alice. He hasn't touched his toes in years either. He still wants to keep them.
I got to tell you,
Great.
underrated joke.
It is. It's
an underrated joke. When you think of some of the fat jokes,
Yes.
that one's so subtle.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mention the fact that he's fat. It's just a result, of him being
slightly overweight.
All right. Slightly overweight.
You do me a favor and stay out of this.
Boy, give us a little tune there. Work out a little rock and roll in there.
I love that he does with his
Well,
mouth.
I don't know how the old lip is, but I'll take a crack at it.
That's great. Great visual. Great visual.
Stand back, Ed. This is liable to be messy.
You're liable to be messy in about 5 seconds.
Now, that's our first. Now, we wonder, is that an ad-lib or not? I don't know, because that's a pretty specific thing for her to say.
Yeah,
Stand
like
back.
messy. Using the word messy.
Right. Which I think, to me, in and of itself is funny.
Oh, it's great.
Like, stand back. This is liable to be messy. Which is funny.
Yeah.
But then when he counters back with just a retort of, you stand, what is, in about, no.
You're allowed to be messy in about 5 seconds.
5 seconds, right. So he just repeats it, you know, which gets a bigger laugh than her saying it's going to be messy.
Well, same thing with last week with the Garrity.
Right.
The one we thought was the ad lib got the bigger laugh than, my picture will be on the front page for killing you. Which is a great line. Funny line. And then Ralph follows it up with, hey, you loudmouth, look what you did. You woke up my wife. Like Ralph calling someone a loudmouth. That's
the part of the joke right there.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I just realized right when you said that.
Hey, you loudmouth.
Loudmouth.
What is Ralph known as?
He's the
loudmouth.
ultimate
I have
loudmouth.
a big mouth. He even calls himself a loudmouth.
And what's funny is that he was the one being a loudmouth, not Garrity.
Yeah, not Garrity. Garrity comes in and says one thing.
Yeah.
He's screaming all night with Norton back and forth. But anyway, get back to this messy thing.
Right. So we're not
sure.
Don't know.
We don't know.
But it is so funny.
Either way, it's a brilliant line. I think it's brilliant.
I think it's brilliant because even if it was written as such a simple, rubber and glue, whatever doesn't stick to me, bounces off me and sticks to you type of a thing. Like he didn't one-upper.
No.
He just reversed it back to her.
Yeah.
But he threatened her with violence.
Which he's done.
Which, of course, is what he
big deal.
does.
That's just part of it. Alice is not intimidated like
of course.
one iota.
Right, which we've always mentioned 1,000 times. All right, so now that's the first
That's the first
ad-lib,
one we think.
We think. And here's the next. And he's trying to blow into it.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Yes.
Not so loud, Ralph. You'll disturb the neighbors.
And, of course,
Maybe this is one of those high-frequency cornets that only dogs can hear.
which is very funny.
yeah.
And then he pulls the sock out.
What is a sock doing in my cornet?
Must be one of the tender memories that's attached to it.
By the way, I would have loved to have been in the writer's room when they came up with that joke.
That is a phenomenal joke.
And she, as usual, delivers it.
God.
With that such, almost, I don't want to say hostility, but like almost like real snot, like a true snide. Must be as sarcastic as ever. Must be one of those tender memories attached.
It's great. It's just a phenomenal line.
A wonderful line.
It's one of my favorite Alice lines.
It
One
what?
of my favorite Alice
It
lines.
has now become one of mine. Rubber and glue sticks to you, and I got the same line as you. So, all right. Now we're coming up to the second
one.
Ad lib or not to ad lib.
All right, now keep quiet, everybody, and I'll play a little tune.
Rip it out in there.
I don't know if I still remember that song I used to play.
Rip it out in there.
Get the music right here.
No, he doesn't read music.
And I don't care. He nailed it.
He nailed the note.
He nailed the
He
note.
hit that high note.
He hit it.
Yep.
Should have got the job.
I could never hit that high note.
You know something? I liked it better with a sock in it.
I'd like you a little better with a sock in you.
Now that's the second one.
We don't know.
It's like, again, the same exact joke. He just repeats what she said back to him, and of course adds it with some physical threat of violence.
Of course, like as always.
And again, a funny line comes back with basically the same line, but it even gets a bigger laugh because of the frustration behind him.
It's two instances here where Alice is being sarcastic.
Brutally sarcastic.
Brutally sarcastic. And he just has a retort for it. It's just, like I said, if it's written,
it's great.
Kudos to the writers.
Kudos to the writer, and also for Jackie, to deliver it so perfectly.
Of course, he delivers it phenomenally.
Yeah.
He just delivers. And if it's an ad lib, then kudos to Jackie. Whoever and whatever, it's
amazing.
Great. Two phenomenal lines.
Yep, absolutely. And pretty much it was like one after another, after another, after another, and then you throw in Norton going, whack out a little rock and roll, right?
Like you said before, it's 1955. Rock and roll is new, so it's like a new term now.
Like
it's a new term now.
Yeah,
we don't realize we hear rock and roll our whole lives.
Right,
it's new in 55. So work out a little rock and roll in there. So
unbelievable. And now we'll just finish up the rest of the scene.
Hey, hand it over. Give me a try at it.
You played a cornet?
No, I know. I never tried, but let's have it.
Are you crazy?
Gabriel, would you mind getting the clothes down to the cellar? I'd like to set the table.
Do me a favor, will you, Norton? Will you take that stuff down to the cellar? I want to fool around with this.
You're going to play that song again?
Yeah.
I'll be very happy to take this stuff.
And then...
Wise guy.
He certainly is.
I actually love the way he says wise guy there.
Wise
It's
guy.
really like wise guy. What a great little... It's not even really it's just it's a piece of a scene.
Yeah.
And that back and forth, it's like Alice Ralph, Norton, Alice Ralph, Norton.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh,
Wise
guy.
By the way, do you play? No.
No.
But then he's like,
he's still playing Reveille.
But Reveille, I think you don't need any keys.
No, because that's
why
basically a bugle.
Right. You probably only play
you're not
notes.
Yeah, it's a bugle based a bugle with Reveille. So.
But what a great scene.
Oh,
it's those two. It's like the more I think about it, the more it seems like they're not ad libs.
Yeah, they're probably not. But it's
probably
just that
not.
the way they're delivered to me.
We can dream, though.
Well, of course we can. Yeah. But to me too, Joe. Now saying you always say that's not people's favorites. That episode,
Right? Young Man with the Horn is not everybody's
Now to
favorite.
me, this is like Hello Mom. This is a Hello Mom moment for me.
Okay.
That scene right there, saves it. It's like for me, Mr. Douglas saves the golfer.
Right.
Then other things that go on in Hello Mom are phenomenal outside of the letter.
Outside of the
so
letter
these are
at the
things
end.
that save. Like safety.
Right.
I'm put it this way: safeties weren't ad libs, and those two lines are missing. To me, this would be a nothing episode.
Yeah,
Nothing else happens. I mean, August Gunther comes in, and nothing really funny happens with that. It's kind of like people say it's sad. Ralph just doesn't make it, and he's just dejected, and
Correct. I think, but it's like we forget this is the list. The list is from this.
That's true too.
You know what I mean?
The list
so
is here.
I think the list and this, and the fact that August Gunther.
Yeah,
just because it's August Gunther.
Well, they'll put it back to August and Mrs. Gunther come.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there's a guy on Twitter that follows us that I'm friends with on Twitter, and his name on Twitter is August Gunther. And he didn't just do it; he's been August Gunther. That's his Twitter handle. He's got a picture of August Gunther. What's going on, bro? So it's like those things make up for that sadness that people talk about. And they're like, it's a very sad episode.
Yeah, because of the ending.
Because of the
ending.
ending.
It's a sad ending.
Right. So, but that little exchange right there with the pulling out of the sock.
Oh, my God.
And then, of course, the tender memory.
Tender memory. So who thought of that? Let's put a sock in this thing. And, oh, my God.
Yeah, it's got a lot of tender memories.
Right?
Put a sock in it.
It's part of the tender memory.
Part of the tender memories that's attached to it.
That's phenomenal writing.
Tender memories. Like, that's a great line.
Yeah.
Tender memories.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's fantastic. Wow. But anyway, that is our
Great
little special, and we had a little fun with the piece of a scene.
Yeah.
And it is, except for a lot of people, the ending, but still, I do love Young Man with a Horn. I do. All right. Well, we're going to get to our final piece for this episode, and it is, where is it? Here we go.
Now, Tom, who is our first guest, please? Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
bus driver. Our courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti.
Yay! All right.
I hope you miss it.
I hope you miss it.
All right, Joe, what do you want? I got a lot of papers in front of me.
What about...
We have one and done. We have the names the same.
Let's go one and done.
All right.
Because,
one and done.
next week we're going to start doing one and done, one and done of the... of the day. Okay.
Well, we don't have many. Ooh,
don't have many?
Not many because we've used a lot of the multiple ones. Now we're down to singles.
Then you want to do a names the same then?
Yeah, we've got a names the same.
Yeah, I'll do a names the same.
We'll do names the same.
I actually that one really racks my brain.
Names the same.
Names the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about this one? Ooh,
okay,
that's a good one. We may have done this before, but I don't know if we did. Anyway, we're going to do it again, and you'll get it wrong again. Joe.
We're going to use Joe. And this is the names the same.
Yeah.
So in other words, explain to people so I can
names the same. It's just the same name, a recurring name that they keep on using over and over.
And how many times did they use it?
4.5.
4.5. Okay. So we have Joe Fensterblau.
Yes, we have Fensterblau.
Joe Lustig.
Joe Lustig. Oh, so it makes it 5. Oh, I forgot Joe Lustig.
But he wasn't seen.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
matter, right?
I forgot Joe Lustig.
Oh, my goodness.
So that makes it 5.5.
Oh, man. I made it more difficult for
you
myself.
You got me on that.
Joe Fensterblau.
You got Fensterblau and
Joe Lustig. Joe Rumsey. Joe Muncie.
Okay, that's the half.
Is that...
That's the half.
Rumsey is one, and Muncie is
the
a half.
other. Yeah, they're halves. They're halves because it's the same guy.
Oh, okay. So it's 2 halves.
2 halves.
So how many do I
All right, so you've got 1, 2, and we'll give you the 2 Rumsey and Muncies. That's
Okay.
3. So you got 2 left.
I got 2 left.
Yeah, there's actually 2 more. They're quite difficult.
Are they both in the same episode? The 2 that are left?
No.
Different
episode.
1 and 1. Do you see them?
1, no. The other one, I'm going to say no.
No?
Or yes. I don't know. Because I don't know. Because the characters change, and I don't know if it's the same guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me which episode?
On stage.
Oh. No, that's Fred. Joe Flanagan.
Close. Hennigan.
Joe Hannigan.
Joe Hannigan. That's Joe.
Okay,
Okay,
right,
Joe
right.
Hannigan.
Because he fits into his costume.
Yeah.
Okay. And
1 more.
1 more. And what episode?
I think it's the one with the irons.
Oh, Mind Your Business.
Mind Your Business, yeah. I think that's the one. I should know. I don't.
No, because it's Joe Muncie, but it's no, that's the vacuum.
We're gonna have a
cleaner.
discussion after this after you get it. We're gonna have a discussion about this one, about this name.
Callahan.
Close.
Joe Callahan. Oh, Callahan the plumber.
No. Got the C right.
I can't think of it.
Cassidy.
Joe Cassidy.
Now, here's my dilemma with Joe Cassidy.
Okay.
And tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong sometimes.
You're wrong.
Okay,
Lou.
okay, thank you.
Sorry.
So, Joe, doesn't Norton say when I heard they're going to give the promotion to Joe Cassidy? Remember when he's...
But I don't think. I think he says.
Does he say Joe Cassidy?
I think he says Cassidy.
Cassidy.
To Ralph. I think you're going to give it to
promotion
Cassidy.
to Cassidy. I thought he says Joe Cassidy.
I don't think so.
Okay, now, all right. So now we go back to
The birthday
Andre,
party.
the birthday party.
Birthday party.
That's a Joe Cassidy. Is that a Joe Cassidy?
With Trixie.
With Trixie.
I think
that's the one that she says to him, I told Joe Cassidy not to mention anything down at the
and
depot.
there was the other guy who said, I don't even think he would tell his wife, but that wasn't Joe Cassidy. That was somebody else.
I think that's
right?
Cassidy.
That is Cassidy.
That is Cassidy. Now, when you say, is he seen in the in that famous locker room scene where they're all there, and Freddie Muller walks, all right. One of my favorite lines, not a great line, but one of my favorite deliveries, Cramden did.
Right.
Okay. I got it from Cassidy here. So
is
that
Joe,
must be Joe
that
Cassidy.
must be Joe Cassidy.
Who is Frank Marth?
Right. Oh, no.
Or Riley?
That's...
No.
Yeah, Frank Marth is Cassidy because he goes, I got it from
I got
Riley here.
All right. Who told you?
Right.
Cramden did.
did.
So that's a Joe Cassidy. So there's a Joe Cassidy.
Yeah.
I just thought the other guy. I knew there was a Cassidy with Norton. I was wondering if he said Joe Cassidy.
It probably is.
No, if he didn't, he didn't. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but
there is a Joe.
It still racked my brain
Cassidy.
anyway, and
It's a
anybody
Joe
listening,
Cassidy.
it racked their brains too. But
Everybody's
that's
screaming,
great.
and people are screaming at us. You idiots! Don't you know you run a podcast? You should know.
All right. Well, what can I say? But thank you. Who can we thank? First of all, we could thank SilkCityHotSauce.com for being our sponsor. Go to SilkCityHotSauce.com, and when you go to the checkout, after you get some great homemade hot sauce that can't hurt you, you put RX in the coupon code, get yourself 15% off your purchase, and an order a free bottle of cherry sriracha. Thank you, all of you guys and girls who listen. We appreciate it. All of you who email us, comment on Facebook, and some of you special pals, and you know who you are, people like Bibbs. Who else can we thank? The great Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge, with Joy and Brother Norton. Thank you guys. And my other show, I have I don't know, I have like 4 other shows now, dude. It's just crazy. I think next week we're going to start the Conti and Kenny show. We're getting close to the B-side No B-sides podcast.
That's the Beatles podcast.
With the Beatles, the Beatles podcast. And also my 1-hour comedy CD, Happiness. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Spotify. And if you don't want to purchase it, I think you can even find it online somewhere, and you could just listen to it. It's called Happiness. Joe Conti, Happiness. If you want to support me, that's great.
Yeah, a lot of tender memories attached.
A lot of tender memories attached to it. So that's it. 67 in the books. For me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Good night, all.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.